Coming to you live yesterday from the Cat Ranch. We're the Lowbrow Nation.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Yukon's Beard Oil. Visit yukonsbeardoil.com and enter coupon code LowbrowNation, all one word, at checkout for 15% off of your entire order.
You sound like you read that.
Have you been using it every day?
Yes, I had to give it to my dad, though.
Yeah. I don't know if it's power of suggestion, but I really feel like my beard is starting to grow more rapidly.
Do you?
Since I've been using it.
Well, good for you.
I think it works.
Good for you. I think it works, too. It's really good stuff.
It smells nice. My customers enjoy it.
Do they get that close to your face?
I get that close to their face.
Oh, I bet you do. How was your week, James?
My week's been really good. It was busy, super duper busy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do?
I did a lot of tattoos, worked at the bar. Set up some live musical acts for the bar.
What bar do you work at?
Goldsboro Brew Works.
What's the address?
Downtown Goldsboro. It's 207 North John Street. I'm there Mondays, 12 to 12. Come see me.
There it is.
Do they have a website?
They do. It's goldsborobrewworks.com.
Do they have a Facebook page?
Uh-huh.
No shit.
Yeah, it's at Goldsboro Brew Works. One word.
Do you at?
Yeah, the
Facebook?
ad symbol. Yeah, that's how you add people.
We're working out right now to have a podcast there.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm not sure if we're going to do it live or not, but we're definitely going to have a podcast on location at Goldsboro Brew Works.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool.
Is that going to be our first or our second on location podcast?
Yeah, is it going to be?
Second one.
Yeah, the first on location podcast is going to be at the weekend of March 3rd, 4th, and 5th at the Hampton Roads Tattoo what?
Confestival.
Festival.
What are y'all taking me to?
The Hampton Roads Tattoo Festival in Hampton Roads, Virginia. Jacob and I are going to be tattooing there. It's going to be great.
I'm going to be hanging out,
Yeah.
talking to people,
Yeah.
taking pictures,
Pucker got a new camera.
recording stuff. It's going to be awesome.
I'm really looking forward to it. I didn't get to do any conventions last year. This is actually going to be Jacob's first convention.
Yeah, so if any of you guys are near there, go check it out. They have a website.
Do we have fans in
Yeah, it's
Virginia?
hrtattoofest.com.
Do we have fans in Virginia?
Yeah. We actually...
They have fans all over the world.
We got hit up actually by another podcast on Instagram. That is
Shut Your Mouth?
Shut Your Mouth Podcast.
Yeah. They followed me on my personal Instagram.
Yeah, they followed all of my things
They didn't follow me.
because you suck.
Yeah, they don't like you.
Hey, guys, I'm here too. Part of the trio.
They're in Richmond. They were in Virginia Beach, which is right
really?
at Hampton.
All right.
Well, see, Folk City, which is the shop that does the convention, they put on Hampton Roads Convention in March, and then in August they do the Virginia Beach Convention, which is really cool too. I think this year's the 7th year of that one, actually. I believe this may be the 3rd or 4th year for the Hampton Roads, Virginia Convention.
Sweet.
And they also do the Savannah one in April.
Isn't there one going on right now in like Philadelphia or Connecticut or
I've
something?
been to that one. The
It
one
may
in
be
Philly.
DC. No, DC was a
I think
couple
it's-
weekends ago.
No, it's Philly.
Further north,
Philadelphia.
right?
Philly.
Yeah.
It's badass.
Yeah, but they
It's
were
big.
having like a lot of snow up there around the time, right? So
Yes. I just came back from there.
it was bad.
No, I left several hours before the snow started.
Oh.
So I escaped it
On plane.
by plane.
Didn't it snow really bad when y'all went up there to the convention?
Yeah, it was a couple years ago. Me, Drew, and Hopper went.
It was just really cold, or was it snowy too?
There was snow on the ground in some places.
Mm-hmm.
We did it in a day.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
We left that morning. I don't know what possessed us to think that was a great idea. But we drove all the way to Philly. We stopped in D.C. on the way there to use the bathroom. That was sketchy. At the crossroads of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. So we did that, and we drove up there, hung out in
sorry, guys.
Philly for like 3 hours, and then trekked back. I mean, we were in the car much longer when we were at the convention. But the convention was really cool. Then we stopped on the way back in D.C. at like 12 o'clock at night and went and saw Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So last night we had a little slight production meeting at the bar.
Is that what you call that?
I guess, man, it was production of
Drinking beer.
It was good stuff. While we were there, we called up the Freak Show podcast in Washington State with those guys. It's a really good podcast. They're very similar to what we do. 3 dudes just talking about stuff.
They don't use the dirty words.
Nah, they're not explicit. We're explicit. We cuss a lot. Well, we actually don't cuss that much, but we do
Speak
cuss.
for yourselves, motherfuckers.
All right, we'll go with that. Well, we they have a hotline in which we do too, a voicemail line. So if y'all want to call us, you can. It's 919-205-3977 for our voicemail line. 919-205-3977.
Like a link.
Yeah.
And we'll share it.
Well, we called them last night. We left them a voicemail, a little shout out to them. So maybe y'all can call us, guys.
Yeah. Leave a
Hate mail.
No, hate mail. You can do hate mail. You can do love mail.
I will be personally responding to all negative comments, so please bring them on.
Your sister left a positive comment on Facebook. She said that she's glad that she can listen to us without having to wait.
It's fake.
It's not fake, man.
I'm just kidding. I love my sister. She's cool.
She is pretty cool.
So I've been incredibly tired this week. It's been a really long.
You've had a week, bud.
It's been a long.
Actually, you've had a past 2 weeks.
Well, according to my wife, it was 2 weeks, but I was gone for 7 days, so it was.
I thought it was 2 weeks as well.
I started what?
So, hold on. Speaking of your wife,
Yeah. Oh,
all right.
I don't know where this is gonna go.
Wednesday night, we always have our production meetings on Wednesday night. We go to Puckett's house, and Puckett and his beautiful wife Abigail got in this crazy fight.
We weren't in a fight.
Well, Puckett and I, or Jacob and I, were sitting in the corner like the parents are fighting. We didn't know what was going on. So it was all over a computer charger block. And Puckett swore it was in the garage, and Abigail went and looked, and it's not there anywhere. And, Abigail won. Well, I just want to let you know that as much as it pains me to say this, you won.
Why?
Because
in the
it
garage.
wasn't under the bed.
Where was it?
It was in the cookie tin cabinet in the garage. Somehow. I just opened the door. I was like, hey, that looks like a computer charger. I took it inside.
Oh,
I took it
so
inside.
You guys tried to play me.
We did play you, actually. So I took it inside, and she's like, I don't know if that'll fit.
I
And
knew
she plugged
was
it
out
in,
there.
and the light turned on, and she just started laughing and rolled her eyes. And I told her I wasn't going to mention it to you until today. So I let her have the win for a little while. So,
People, I'm always right. It's
it was not where you said it was.
It was in the garage, wasn't it?
No,
Where was it?
in the garage in a cabinet.
Where's the cabinet?
Yeah,
The cabinet was where?
in the garage.
Exactly.
Well, you were right.
And I think I put it away. I mean, I got it out of her car when I cleaned her car.
But why would you put it in the cabinet so nobody could ever find it?
I just put it away, man. Where else do you want me to put it? If I
With the
leave stuff
frickin'
laying
computer.
around, I get yelled at. It's not my computer.
Put it in
You
the
don't
computer.
just bring it in the house?
Yeah, put it on the bar.
This is what did I do wrong? It's just I feel like that my whole week has just been like this.
What? All right. So now that I let you in on that, you know how hard it's been for me to keep that from you for the past
I'm
few
gonna
days.
take that win.
Yeah, you won that one.
Check.
So tell us about your trip.
So it was good. I went last Wednesday. I went to Temecula, California, to check on wall progress.
You're
It's
ridiculous.
going good, guys.
You are ridiculous.
We're gonna get them out of there. And no, I had to go to California to work, and I was there for a few days. I love California. If anybody's listening from California, and you need somebody to come hang out with you for a few days, I'll come because I love that whole state.
I want to go.
I think
It's
it's
beautiful.
amazing.
The pictures you sent.
Like people are always hating on it, man. It's just a beautiful. It's my favorite place to go
I want to go with you.
in the country.
I want to go because I know people in San Diego and I want to hang out with them.
Everybody's really nice, and they're just it's just California. There's mountains. And then I went to Friday.
You had a
meet
layover in Denver,
Drew.
right?
Yeah, I did fly through Denver, but I was going to New York City.
Oh, you were in the Denver airport?
Yeah.
Isn't there like some big conspiracy theory about that whole airport?
Some crazy shit happened
It's like-
while I was there. I don't really want to talk about it.
Really? No. I want to hear about it.
Like President Trump came in on a hovercraft and the ground split away. I don't know.
Some real Independence Day shit, huh?
People just started disappearing out of the airport and shit. I had to get out of there.
Did you see the paintings in there?
No, they're in the main terminal thing, so I've never been outside.
All right,
I've
so-
never flown through.
To people, the theory, I guess, where the wives tell or the myth is that the Denver airport is built on an Indian burial ground. Is that correct?
That and there's some New World Order underneath.
Yeah, underneath it, it's some crazy stuff, apparently. So they have these pretty crazy Native American paintings. My theory behind it is they probably donated them or something, or blessed them, or did whatever they had to do.
Or they're just paintings.
And they keep the restless Native American spirits at bay.
I guess.
I don't know. All that sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, it's a really nice airport. I'll say that. There is some weird stuff in there, but it's not weird like what you guys are talking. It's weird because like there's all this like there's like an upstairs.
Yeah.
But there's nothing up there. I mean,
What?
It's just, yeah, I mean there's like all these like empty stores and stuff. Maybe they're just renovating. I don't know.
Oh, so it's like the Goldsboro Mall.
I guess. Yeah. So I was there for a couple hours, and then I met Drew. Well, no, then I went to New York City. I flew into Newark.
That's New Jersey.
And had a really crappy experience.
Tell us about your crappy experience.
So I didn't get into like 12:30, and I needed to get to my hotel, which was like 10 minutes away. And I have never really... I travel a lot, but I've never been in this situation. Apparently, the taxi drivers are not allowed to, like, come and get you, basically.
From the airport?
They can't come inside and be like, hey, you need a taxi? They can't do that. It's against the law. Well, they were doing that. And then I was like, look, I'm just going to the hotel, and I think there's a shuttle. And this guy was like, oh, no, the shuttles, they're not running now because it's too late, which was bullshit. And
what time was it?
It was like 12:30 at night.
Oh, yeah, they probably shut off at like 10.
No, according to the hotel guy, they were still there. But anyway, so I was like, okay, whatever. He was like, well, I'll give you a ride. And it was like this little freaking, I don't even care because I don't care because that guy, I hope that he breaks his leg this week. So he's like this little frumpy Italian dude wearing like some beat up hat and he looks homeless and I hate him. And then, so he was like, hey, I'll give you a ride. And me, I was like I'm a very accepting person, so I was like, "Hey, cool, this guy's trying to help me out." So I get in this car. We walk down to the parking lot, and it's getting sketchy. And then I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, this guy's like supposed to be a car driver. Why are we walking to the parking lot? Shouldn't he be parked in like the carpool lane?" And so we get to his like old, beat up Lincoln crap car, and I'm like, "All right, whatever." Well, now I'm here, and I don't know how to get back inside, so I gotta take the ride or whatever.
So he's not a taxi driver.
No, he is. He's like legitimate. He was a legitimate car driver. So
was he like freelance?
no, he worked for a company. I looked him up. So we get in the car and we're riding and talking. He's really cool, and he's like, yeah, I was like, because since me and Drew were going to the city the next day, I was like, where asking kind of how to get there and what I needed to do. He's like, well, don't take a taxi because they're really expensive. They'll charge you like $90 to get into the city, which was like 30 minutes away. So I was like, in my head, I was trying to start to figure out how much this little ride was going to cost me. And I was like, oh, it'll be cheap. If this guy was what he's saying, it's going to be really cheap.
Yeah.
So we get to the hotel and he's like, all right, so after the ride and taxes and fees and everything, it's going to be $75. But I had already handed him my card because like I pay for stuff like that all the time, right? So I was just like, here you go. And he had stuck it in the machine and did it and then told me how much it was. So, like, it was too late. Right? And I was like, what the
Did you tip him?
No. I ended up paying for all my transportation while I was in New York because I felt really bad about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I can understand that, though.
So, if you go to Newark Airport, and I know everybody's going to listen and say, well, you're a dumbass, you shouldn't have did that. If you go there and you get caught in a similar situation late at night, like, screw all those people. They're all angry, stupid heads.
Angry stupid heads.
Download Uber and piss off all the taxi drivers because that's a complete bullshit. Like, it made me so mad.
There's a couple. Isn't there a country that banned Uber? Isn't it? Or it's a place?
There's places that don't like Uber. Like
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico doesn't like
Yeah.
it, but it's not banned.
Why don't they like him? They just frown upon Uber.
There's just a lot of taxi drivers.
There's like a big like industry there.
Yeah. I mean, Puerto Rico is minorly like a poor type country anyway. So Commonwealth, whatever.
Is there a taxi driver union?
I don't know. There's unions for everything besides here.
Yeah, we have a couple unions in North Carolina.
Yeah,
That's
just
about
a
it.
couple. Not very many.
Well, that sucks, man.
Yeah, so after that, though, me and Drew met me the next day. We stayed in the city for the weekend.
Quit hitting the table.
And it was badass. We had a good time.
Yeah.
And then I had to work, and I went to New Jersey, and then the snow came, and I came home. And that was it. But I felt like I was gone forever.
You were. It felt like you were gone forever.
I got really sick, and I'm still getting over it.
I picked you up from the airport and fed you sweet potato and steak.
Yeah, so did I tell you that? Jamie came and picked me up from the airport, and he brought me a steak and a sweet potato with sour cream and butter.
Yeah.
Really? Or is
At like 12:30 at night.
is sour cream good on sweet potatoes?
Sour cream and butter is fantastic. On I didn't have it until just a few weeks ago, and I didn't ever put it together. I've always put peanut butter in my sweet potato. I know a lot of people's gonna be like, "That's weird," but yes, I've always put peanut butter in my sweet potato, and butter and sour cream in a sweet potato is fantastic.
I just don't imagine sour cream being good in a sweet potato.
It's good, man.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you eat sweet potatoes?
No.
On keto?
Nope.
That sucks. Sorry.
No, I don't eat any kind of potato.
They're good. I love sweet potatoes.
Potatoes are the devil.
Oh, them carpet bastards.
So enough about me.
Yeah?
Jacob, how was your week?
It was pretty bad. It was good. It was good for I had a busy week, but it was just I dealt with a lot of crazy people.
You got a free Yeti cup.
Oh no, they
Can we
actually
say
called.
that?
They called yesterday and about it.
Oh.
And I looked on it, and apparently they had like their name engraved in it or something. So it was like a really like special Yeti cup, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I would have changed my name.
Yeah, basically it was just some hard to deal with customers, and they were. I didn't. The chick, I was tattooing her lower back, and she had her purse in her lap, and I couldn't really see what she was doing. And at some point, I heard like some pill bottles rustling. I was like, "Oh, she's just digging through her purse. She maybe just has some pills in there, like some fucking Excedrin or something." And then, like by the time I finished the tattoo, she couldn't get up out of the chair.
So she got doped up.
Yeah, she was like popping pills while I was tattooing her.
Oh my God, that's the worst.
Yeah, and her husband or boyfriend or whatever was in there.
And you can't do shit about it if you don't know what's happening.
Right, right. And he had a Yeti cup, which you're not supposed to have drinks in the tattoo room anyway. But I was like, whatever. And but whenever I got up and I looked over in the Yeti cup and I saw it was like yellow, and I was like, oh yeah, they're drinking beer.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, they were drinking beer in the room and everything. It was fucking shitty.
Yeah, you deal with those. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen.
She was like bumping into the walls and shit. And then the day before that, I was tattooing another couple, and they were like getting in an argument like while I was like setting up my room. And then she came into my room crying, like trying to vent to me about her fucking old man who like ended up walking out at some point, and she was like crying to me about it. And I guess she threw her fucking ring across the lobby, and I found her ring on the floor and had to give it to her.
Did you look at her and be like, I'm not a bartender?
No, I was just so upset. I was just ready to get him out of there. I'm terrible at dealing with situations like that. I just want it to be over with so fast. I'll do whatever it takes to get him the fuck out of there as fast as possible.
Me being a tattoo artist and a bartender, I've dealt with way more ridiculousness at the tattoo shop than the bar.
I just, outside looking in, since I'm not a tattoo artist, I just feel like sometimes people don't know necessarily how you're supposed to act.
Etiquette.
I mean, just act like you just behave. I don't know. Like,
yeah, just be a grown up.
Yeah, I don't know what gets in people's heads when they go into a tattoo shop and they're like, I can act ridiculous.
One thing that really pisses me off about people that come to get tattoos are when they come in and I don't know if it's the mystique behind a tattoo, maybe the old school kind of thing. When
they
people
just think they can go in there and be rowdy, right?
Yeah, or they try to come in and act like a badass.
Right.
Like, hey man,
Yeah,
you're not a badass. Stop it. You know,
I mean, as much as I hated, like, the old biker dudes are the worst. They'll walk in like, "Sup, brother? I want to get some ink slung on me."
yeah. Oh, you can't get me in today? You take your appointment only?
How long you been slinging ink, man?
I'll get my bro to do it at the clubhouse.
Look at this Cobra I got on the side of the highway and back
Two-
of somebody's semi truck.
2 years ago today, I did a cover up, and it was a cover up of a cobra. So that's funny you said that. Yeah, those I believe personally, to me, are the worst kind of people. Don't act like a badass. Like we're a place of business. You're not coming in. You're coming in at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Already fucking hopped up and just ready to be angry. Like you just calm down.
I'm sure it happens in other industries too, but we just notice it because it's like
It happens at the bar too.
Well,
People come into the
but
bar
like
and
a
try
bar
to
and a
act like
tattoo, I
badass.
guess they're more comparable. But like, do these people who act like this in the tattoo shop like go to a doctor's office and act like this?
Or go to CVS
You know what I mean? Like, how do they get through their
to get
daily
their
lives?
Herpesen.
I mean, I feel like just like a doctor's office, there's just proper etiquette when you walk into a tattoo shop.
Yeah,
There is,
exactly.
and a lot of people don't know it. But also, the etiquette has changed. I mean, over the past 20 years.
Because I like to imagine, like, I know this isn't the way it works, but like, people have to have like a process that goes on in their head where they're like, okay, should I act like this? And then sometimes they just green line it when they're in a tattoo shop. Like, yeah, it's okay to just fucking behave like a wild animal.
So, what would you say?
Yeah.
What would you say that like your ideal customer is?
Easy to get along with, open to my suggestions, and not just wanting to fucking micromanage the whole process, because that's the worst when someone wants to micromanage the whole fucking situation. Like, they're not designers, they have no background in art, but they come in and have the design exactly like how they want it. And I'm like, that's not going to work. It's not practical. And they get all upset with me and think I'm just not wanting to do it because I can't do it or because I'm not good enough to do it. Even though it's just the fact of the matter is that
It's a terrible design.
it's just a bad design. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have that, like, well, the customer's always right mentality.
In
I'm like,
tattooing,
no.
the customer's not always right.
And I can turn down whatever I want, really. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that too often because I want to make money, but I'm not going to fucking tattoo someone and put a design that I know is bad because my name's on it. And it's their tattoo, but my name's also on it.
And
Yeah.
you want them to have, you know,
I want them to have a good tattoo. I want them to have a
Yeah.
solid tattoo that's going to last a long time. you know?
and the same thing goes for people that we suggest how to do things. Like,
Right.
hey, that's too small. We can't do it that way. Well, I want it that way. Well, okay, bye.
Another problem I have is that people think they treat going to a tattoo shop like they just roll the dice. You know what I mean? Yeah. They'll walk into a tattoo shop and expect whatever artist they end up talking to be able to do anything they want.
yeah, like that.
Because
day,
TV
too.
Right.
has done that.
Right. But like also like with just like they don't understand that art is subjective and that I can only do a certain I try to be versatile to a certain extent, but I don't do portraits, I don't do realism, I don't do any of that stuff. It's like that doesn't make me a bad tattoo artist because I don't do that stuff. Like, you don't go to a fucking Italian restaurant and get mad because the chef doesn't know how to make a fucking taco. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Oh my god!
but I mean, even if he does know how to make a good taco,
It's going to be like an Italian spin on a taco, right? So
Yeah.
it's probably going to
It's
have
not
like
gonna
fucking
be the same.
pepperonis or some bullshit
like
in it.
in the iCarly where they eat spaghetti tacos.
Yeah, they're just gonna take a pizza and fold it in half and be like, "Here's your fucking taco."
Yeah. Here in the Italian restaurant, we call them calzones.
Yeah,
we
the-
struck a nerve with Jacob.
Kind of the same note on what Jacob's going with. Another bad customer is someone that comes in and has absolutely no clue what they want.
oh yeah,
That's happened, I think 3 times this week.
yeah.
Didn't happen to me exactly, but I was there when it happened. A kid came in, and was like, "Hey, I want to get a tattoo," and he's like, the dude that was talking to him was like, "Well, what do you want?" He's like, "I don't know," and he looked straight at his girlfriend, and Mike said, "Don't look at her. She ain't getting a tattoo."
Yeah.
And Mike's notorious for being very blunt,
Right,
and
right.
and to the point, and hey, stupid.
I think,
And he took that. He
You
handled
gotta
that
be
whole.
like, I mean,
You do, but he handled that situation so good.
like I'm all for like random
I was
tattoos.
proud
We
of
all
him.
have
Right,
like
right.
really random tattoos and stuff, and even like me being kind of in the industry with you guys. It's like we've been in situations where we get tattoos and had no idea that's what we were going to get. that
no,
day.
definitely.
Right, but if you're just like a random customer coming off the street, you guys don't know that person or know
Sure.
what they would like anyway.
But see, the thing about the whole like I don't know what I want type person, that would be cool if they would just let me do something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But then like if I show them design, like I drew this up and I really want to do this, then they start getting all fucking picky. They come in like they're not picky and they just want a tattoo.
Yeah,
But
same
then
thing
when
with price quotes. Like,
Yeah.
well, how much do you want to spend? Well, I don't really have a budget. All right, well, I'll draw you something, and I draw it, and it's I'm like, well, this is going to take 2.5 hours, so it's going to be like $300.
No, yeah.
And they're like, well, I only really want to spend like $150. Well, you did have a budget.
Well,
out the gate.
I won't draw something for someone unless they know what they want and give me a deposit.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, if I just have like some drawings I've done that I want to tattoo, and someone doesn't know what they want, and I'll show them the drawings, and I'll be like, hey, I want to do this, and they're like, oh no, I'm not really into that, and I don't know what you want me to do at that point. You got to give me some sort of direction. We have flash on the walls. Look at the flash, but it's never good enough.
Yeah, and the flash is kind of there more so for ideas anyway. It's not.
I'll do a piece of flash. I don't care.
Puckett's pouring me some coffee. The microphone really picked that up. Did it? Yeah, it was cool. It sounds cool.
Sounds like he's just pissing.
Yeah. So, what was I going to say? There's another, just people. Sometimes people are just crazy.
Yeah.
But we,
I think another customer I don't like is the one who sets up an appointment with you and has you draw something and wants to fucking get constant updates on the drawing before the appointment.
yeah, that's crazy too.
You know?
I mean, everybody generally knows that I run late all the time.
Well,
So
the problem I have with that is why don't you find an artist, do a little research, find an artist whose style you like and you like the stuff they do, and then just give them like a rough idea, like, hey, I want this and this and this. Can you make that work? And then you just trust them because you like their style instead of just walking into the fucking first shop you see, and then like commissioning a drawing from someone and not trusting the person, because I get that a lot. Like people don't know, people just walk in and don't know who I am, but I tell them I can do something, but they don't trust me because they've never seen any of my work.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, well, why don't you fucking do a little bit of research? There's Instagram, there's all kinds of shit. You can go on and look at artists' work, and if you like their stuff, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. There's just a whole process. I mean, you don't have to
I feel like
fucking.
a lot of-
You don't have to just roll the fucking dice. You know
Yeah,
what
I feel
mean?
like there's a lot of people out there that don't know that though, and this is kind of a good conversation for that. Because
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people don't know. It's like they just want. I don't have any tattoos, and I want a tattoo.
there's a really good article that it's like the top 10 things tattoo artists hate.
Yeah,
We'll post it on the Facebook later today, but or tomorrow. But it's pretty close. A lot of times people try to bring an entourage with them.
Yeah,
Like-
that's the worst. The audience.
Especially we don't. I mean, our rooms are only big enough for us, the person getting tattooed, and generally maybe one other person.
yeah, and you can't be super distracted while you're getting tattooed. Cause
Yeah.
that kind of takes away.
Yeah.
But I will say, on all the negative things we said, if you do go into a tattoo shop and you have the right attitude and you know what you want, and
Even you don't even have to know exactly what you want.
Yeah, if you're
an
just
idea.
a good customer, you know what I mean, and respecting, the artist, then, most tattoo artists, I guess I know quite a few, they're all really cool.
Yeah.
And they'll sit and talk to you and joke around with you and work with you.
And generally, I know this is going to sound bad, but if you're a good customer, even if you only ever get one tattoo, if you handle yourself correctly and you're nice and you're just generally a good customer, you're probably going to get a better deal than the
Yeah.
person that's acting like a dickhead that wants the exact same thing.
And asking for a deal.
Yeah.
Asking for a deal is the quickest way to not get a deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
me, anyway.
Or do you
I ask
do you have
for deals
discounts?
all the time?
Yeah.
I
Like
mean-
if I bring my if I bring my friend in, can you if we're both getting tattoos, can you hook us up on the price? Like not now. Because you
Yeah.
said that.
Because you just come in and be cool.
And also
Yeah.
it kind of if that's how they lead off.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if y'all have had like some rapport and you're getting to know each other and then they bring it up, it's different. Something else that bothers me is people that want to get a quote on something online.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it for the most part because most of the people I talk to have a general idea, but like people come in and ask for a sleeve, or people come and say, "Hey, how much is this?" Like, I want it on my arm. Well, I don't know how big your arm is,
Right.
And you can't get. Say you have a 4'10" girlfriend that's 98 pounds, and you're, a 280 pound 6'5" football player,
Yeah.
and y'all want the same exact thing on your arm. It's going to be, hers is going to be half the size of yours to look the same on her arm.
Right. Right.
So hers may be $50 and yours might be $150.
Yeah, people will just give you the most dismally fucking vague idea of what they want.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't go to a fucking car lot and be like, "How much is a brown car?"
Yeah.
You know?
Well, brown card probably a little less expensive just because it's.
That's just insurance.
Yeah.
though.
I mean, a tattoo artist is like, for all intents and purposes, like your like you treat your doctor. You go to your doctor.
You
for
keep
a
your-
while,
you
and
keep your appointments.
You build a relationship with that person, and then you can get things like that. Like I know that I can shoot Jacob or Jamie a text or an email or something and say, "Hey, I want this," or Abigail wants this. What do you kind of think it's going to run? That's because Jamie knows how big the person I am, and what what my wife likes and things like that. So it's different than if you're just Joe Schmo off the street. This is your first tattoo, and you got to go in and
Right.
have a consultation.
Yeah. And again, like Puckett said, with all the negative stuff we're seeing, there's a lot of positives.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
met some great people tattooing.
Yeah.
I've met some of my closest friends I've met through tattooing. and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Hanging out tattoo shops, that's one of my favorite things.
And that's how this podcast was born.
Yeah, to do. That's how
So-
I met all you guys pretty much.
Yeah. I like I said, I mean, that's how I met Jacob.
That's how I became a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Was just hanging out at tattoo shops.
Really, that's how I met Sean.
That's how you met Carson and Zach, right?
That's how I met Carson and Zach, and now
Yeah.
Carson, and they're the guys that own Goldsboro Brew Works. And I think 6-7 years ago, I tattooed Zach, and then I tattooed Carson, then I tattooed Jess, which is Carson's girlfriend. And Jess and Carson are the godparents of our children.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I've made lifelong friendships and family by people that I've tattooed and people I've met. So there are some negatives, but
there's a lot of beautiful stuff that comes along with it.
yeah, I'd say the good far outweighs the bad.
It's just a
Yeah.
very
I mean,
intimate process.
it is
People
very
don't
intimate.
Put it into that. It's not.
We're-
you're not just going to buy a sticker or.
It's a long time thing. I mean, we're also kind of like counselors. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're in your bubble. It's like you said, it's an intimate situation. So, people are a little bit more apt to talk to us about it. It's kind of like a hairdresser.
Yeah.
I feel like I've helped some people through some stuff, some bad stuff that they were going through, whether it be personal, whether it be business, whether it be, their relationship or whatever. I'm confident that I've helped people through that, whether it was, hey, this chick's being crazy, I need to get rid of her, or hey, my boss is being a dick,
Have you ever convinced someone to quit their job?
No, I got blamed for that, but I did not convince anyone to quit their job.
Is there a story you can tell on the podcast, or is it
No, not that I give a shit about talking about.
But you got blamed for someone quitting their job?
Yeah.
I've been talking to him to do lots of things.
Yeah, I got blamed for it, and it was stupid. Like, it was one of the dumbest just things I've ever been a part of, and I don't even really know how I became so part of it.
I know what you're. Never mind.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha,
I just don't want to talk about
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
That's more business stuff. And coming from a tattoo artist, someone that owned a tattoo shop, I've seen both sides of it. I've seen, my guys having issues. I've seen customers having issues. But really, honestly, the good far, far, far outweighs the bad. Like I said, I've met some great people. And honestly, those bad seeds that we were talking about, it's not all the time. It's not all the time at all.
Sometimes it's just like when it rains, it pours. Though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
They come in like flurries, and it's about this time every year. About tax time,
Yeah.
people get their tax money back. They get a little willy nilly with their monies, and they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna get some stuff," and I'm cool with it as long as it's. But I'm at the point now where I'll send someone somewhere else. It's not that I don't want to deal with you. It's that I don't have time to deal with you.
Yeah.
I think one of the
And I don't mean any of that in a bad way. I love my people, so.
I think one of the craziest things I remember, this was before I started tattooing, but you were tattooing in Smithfield, and I was just hanging out at the time, and you're tattooing some chick who was getting a tattoo on her finger, and I was like, oh, my mom passed away at the point.
Oh, yeah, I remember
and
this.
I was like, my mom had a tattoo, like kind of a similar looking tattoo on her finger. She's like, oh, yeah, who's your mom? I was like, Paula Porter. And she's like, Paula, like, she worked with my mom, and that's the reason why she was getting that tattoo.
Yeah,
wow.
Jacob's.
Yeah, and I had no clue.
There's not a lot of people that know this. I mean, it happens, but Jacob's mom passed away, and
A lot of people know that.
well,
I don't keep it a
not,
secret.
not on the podcast.
No, yeah.
Thanks for telling the internet.
Well, my dad passed away too, so it's all right. But yeah, so this lady came in. She was getting a tattoo, and they had a moment. Like this lady started crying. I feel like Jacob
Yeah.
maybe teared up a little bit, but like they hugged it out. And,
It was cool.
and it was beautiful. Because the lady was getting a tattoo for Jacob's mom while Jacob was standing there or sitting there.
Yeah, and I just happened to be there. It was like the stars aligned type of moment,
That's really cool.
Somehow we got on the topic. It was either because she was getting the same tattoo or a similar looking tattoo that my mom had, or
Was it her
she was-
son?
I can't remember, but it was or something about she was talking about her work, and I was like, oh, my mom was a nurse. So anyway, we started talking about my mom, and then I found out that she knew my mom and she worked with my mom, and that was the whole reason why she was getting the tattoo.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
BA.
That's super neat. We've had there's been a couple of those incidences. Oh, I can actually tell this story about tattooing. I tattooed this guy in Smithfield. He was getting ready to be deployed. He was in the Marines. You actually tattooed the other guy in the story, Jacob. but when he came back from serving some deployment in I think it was in Iraq, he came back. We worked on his arm while I was tattooing him. These other guys came into the shop, and they were in the Marines as well. One went to Clayton, I believe. One went to West Johnson, which are local high schools. They were in Iraq. They were in the same group, but not the same unit. They were there at the same time, same base, everything, and they remembered each other by like seeing each other just briefly. So they lived basically 20 minutes down the road from each other, and they had never really met in person until they came into the shop. And I'm a pretty emotional guy, so I mean, honestly, like just and I'm a big supporter of the military. I'm a military kid on my wife's side and my side, so I got a little misty eyed. Just the fact that I'm in there like tearing up, and two Marines just calling me pussies and stuff. It was cool, whatever. But yeah, man, they met basically in the shop, and they had so many chances through their whole life to meeting each other outside of anywhere. And actually, one of the guys actually went. I think he did another deployment, came back, and he got hit and killed by a drunk driver.
Oh, I know which guy you're talking about. The devil dog.
The devil dog in the
yeah,
stomach.
man. I was talking about that guy the other day.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah,
he was a really cool guy.
The other one, I think he's contracting or something. I'm not sure what it is.
I remember he had a tattoo on his lower stomach. He said, "Fuck like a porn star."
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
The other guy, actually, he's the one that got me hooked up with Skydive South Carolina, or South Carolina skydiving.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I made that dream come true.
I want to do a little sidebar. Do you plan on doing any more skydiving?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really want to do it.
Have you made any plans to do that, or are you just...
Not because every time I make plans, the wind's crazy. It's a long drive, man. I mean, it's all the way in Andrews, South Carolina.
Right. So. I remember the first time you were talking about doing skydiving, like you had to reschedule like 3 times or something because of the weather.
We actually ended up not doing it there because I was just like, whatever. And then it just happenstance. I was talking to my guy, and he's like, hey, I know somebody.
Yeah.
And he actually wanted some tattoos, and I've tattooed him 3 times now.
Where's he at now? Didn't he move or something?
Who?
The guy you tattooed.
No, he's still in South Carolina. No, actually, yeah, they're still.
I thought something happened with that.
It did happen. Some craziness happened, but they're good and going now.
Yeah, that's probably. Yeah.
And I'm actually part of the Sneaky Cards Club with them. Like, it's a deck of cards, and it tells you to do stuff like, hey, introduce yourself to a stranger, or take a selfie with a stranger, or leave this card a certain place. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's a little game.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I'd be into that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Open up some doors, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
That guy was cool. We met him at the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah. He was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
He showed me you could get chicken noodle soup at.
Can we give a shout out to his company or no?
Yeah.
Or what he does? If anyone's looking for skydiving people, what's it called?
Let me get all the information before I mess something up.
Can we call him by his name?
Yeah,
Mike, right? Isn't what his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually done quite a few tattoos on him now. So, speaking of, I guess on the first episode, maybe we talked about Jamie knows everybody.
Yeah.
So last night at the gas station, I was just in line. There was a really long line, and everybody's like looking pissy and all this stuff. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to be pissy. Like, there's no reason to be pissy at all. So I
get pissy in long lines.
I wasn't. So I'm talking to this
especially
lady.
if they're playing lottery.
They were playing lottery.
Yeah. I would be so upset.
I was talking to him. I was like, "There's no reason to be ill, man. We ain't got nowhere to go." So the lady's playing the lottery. She's like, "You play the lottery?" I was like, "Nah. I know what numbers I would play if I did play the lottery. I would play 3, 17, and 45. That was my dad's birthday." Mm-hmm. She's like, "You know what? I'm gonna play it for you." And I told her, I was like, "Well, it's pretty easy to find me. I'm all over the internet. Jamie Mascio, Johnson County, I'm a tattoo artist." Soon as I said it, the lady behind her, she's like, "I knew you looked familiar." I was like, "Yep. That's me." So me and the lady, we just talked the whole time, and I thought I stole gum in front of a cop, but I went back in the store to make sure I didn't steal it.
How do you think you stole gum?
Because it was in my pocket.
He runs out to the car, drops off the stuff. He's like, "I think I stole some gum. I got to run it back inside."
Yeah. And I guess I paid for it and just put it in my pocket.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, all right. It is South Carolina skydiving in Andrews, South Carolina. You can check out the website. It's at www.sc-skydiving.com. Look up Mike and all the guys there, Mike, Jay. Their phone number is 790-3443. We'll put a link of them on the Facebook too. It's a blast.
What's the weight limit for skydiving?
250 pounds.
250, yeah. I don't think...
But no. I'm sorry. It's 230 pounds, but there's a little bit of leeway depending on how
tandem.
big. Yeah.
What if
'cause
you're
it's
solo?
tandem. Solo, you just can't exceed, I think, 550 pounds total with
really?
gear and everything. That's
Okay.
the whole thing with tandem, too. You can't
But you have to
exceed
do like a
550.
certain amount of tandem before you can do solo, right?
I think it's like 8, and you got to go through classes and stuff like that.
I would never jump out of a plane.
Mike was trying to talk me into doing it. Dude, I'm telling you, up there, it's completely different.
Man.
Like, you're up there, you're just floating down. Once the chute opens, you're good to go.
Yeah. you're
Before
super
that,
good.
you're just falling. You're like...
dangling over
The
nothing.
worst part would be, for me, I'm pretty sure the worst part would be the plane ride up. And
It was.
it's right at the door, right before you jump out.
Oh, man, that
I'm
door.
sure just-
you stick your foot out the door, and the wind catches it, and you're like, oh, shit.
Oh,
But
yeah.
then you realize that you're sitting in a dude's lap, and you're not really going anywhere.
It sounds so scary.
They got to be super strong because they basically, dude, Mike, I'm bigger than Mike,
Right.
And Mike picked me up basically because I'm strapped to him, picked me up and moved me to where I needed to be. I'm like, geez, dude, yeah. Me and Carson did it together. It was great. It was on Mother's Day.
Carson had jumped before, though, right? Because he was in the Air Force. Had he not?
No, he worked on jets. He didn't do nothing.
He didn't do any kind of
You didn't
jumps.
do nothing?
He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing. He'll tell you. He was in the best squadron. Like he didn't do much. I mean, he worked on jets and he got hydraulic fuel over his, or
He
fluid.
protected us.
He did protect us.
So that's something.
That is something. But we loved it. It was great, and that's why I will drive 3.5 hours to go see Mike at
So-
South Carolina skydiving.
Is something you would recommend? Skydiving? Oh, my God.
I would
There's
recommend
nothing.
it to anyone.
Nope, there's nothing. There's nothing that could make me do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Ever.
Not unless I had to.
Nah,
That
look,
was
man,
like
I'm-
life or death.
It's
Death.
Death.
nah. It's,
I would choose guaranteed death over
I'm
probably.
gonna die anyway.
No
in
way.
my mind. Whatever. Nope.
look. You're up there. You're floating down. You're just looking at everything. Everything's flat, so it doesn't look weird.
Then you bounce off the ground.
Where we were
Like
in
a
the air
bouncy
at,
ball.
we didn't bounce at all. Actually, Carson almost landed in an anthill. That was pretty funny. But where we were at in Andrews, South Carolina, if you looked a certain way, you could see the ocean. And it was like 23 miles away.
That's crazy.
That's how high we were.
If you want to see all that, you can just go to southwest.com.
I think we were-
And,
think we were-
purchase you a plane ticket to fly anywhere you want.
And you don't have to jump out of it.
And you
Our
don't have to get
certificate-
out. And it's air conditioned and comfortable.
I think our certificate said that we were 8,000 miles up, but I think it was more.
8,000 feet.
8,000 feet, yeah. Wow.
8,000 miles.
8,000
Or
miles.
if you go on,
We were on the
If
moon.
you go on a regular airplane, you can go like 40,000 feet. So, I mean, you don't have to get out.
No. The only plane I've ever been in is the one I jumped out of.
I've never even been in a plane.
That was the scariest part.
You want to go somewhere?
I would love to go somewhere.
We can talk. We can work something out.
Can we? Can we please?
all
I
go.
want to do that.
Let's go to Colorado.
I got to get my girlfriend to go. Can she?
Man, I can't take everybody, bro. I
No,
don't
we're gonna
have
take
that
the
many
Lowbrow
airline
Nation on the
points.
road. Let's go to Tacoma, Washington, and meet the
Tacoma,
freak show.
I'm just not going to assume they want to meet us.
They do. They don't follow us on all of the social medias for nothing. Old Darren.
They don't
Darren's a
follow
busy guy.
me.
Well,
That's shut your mouth.
Oh,
That's not freak show.
I don't think
sorry,
Freak Show follows you
Freak
either.
Show. Do they follow? Does Freak Show follow your personal stuff?
No, I don't think so. My personal Instagram is Jacob Porter Tattoos. By the way, it's gonna
Jacob Porter
ding,
Tattoos.
Ding that one out there.
My personal Instagram is Puckett862.
Yeah, if you want to look at pictures of Puckett's beard and his vape mods.
Yeah, I love that. I love to vape. Hey,
My-
send me vape juice.
My Instagram is J_Massengill and Jamie Tattoo and Goldsboro
just
Brew
over it.
Works
I didn't
and
get-
Lowbrow Nation.
I didn't get added by those guys. So no,
Well, add them.
no,
Stop being a princess.
princess, that's me.
Jesus.
I'm gonna get a crown.
All right, so I'm looking here at the list of stuff,
See how loud
checking
my
it out.
tape is. Let's
Do
not
it.
Talk. So if we gotta cut it out,
Jacob's gonna. Or that's not loud. We can't even hear that. I was at the bar the other night working, and met this lady named Kim from Washington State, and she said this word, and I was like, "What? What'd you say?" And she called the people that live in Asheville granolas.
Yeah,
I've never heard that before.
I've heard that recently, only for the first time, and then you brought it up to me again.
I'd never heard it before. I thought it was kind of neat, kind of rude, but neat.
It's for hippies, right?
Yeah, it's a word for hippies.
Why?
Why? Because they eat granola. I eat granola, but I'm not a hippie.
Too many carbs.
Yeah, there's a lot of carbs in it. But yeah, so I wanted to mention her and mention her neat word.
I'm going to start referring to Jacob as meat.
Meat.
Hey, meat. It's Jacob's name.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I don't want to be called meat.
Well,
I don't wanna
get
call
over
him meat.
I didn't want to be called Puckett. So
That's your name,
I
though.
don't care.
What do you want to be called? If you
Eric.
could- really? Should I just start calling you
You
Eric?
want to
from
know
now
something
on?
interesting about
I'm not
that?
calling
is
you Eric.
I don't let my wife call me Puckett.
What did she
It
got
was
to
a
call
rule
you?
when we first started dating.
What did she call you, sir?
Sir.
Sir Eric?
My wife calls me all kinds of things. Asshole. Jerk.
My wife calls me lots of names too,
Yeah.
and I'm sure yours does as well, Jacob.
No, not really.
Really?
I'm the name caller of the relationship.
I bet. I bet.
I call her Big Head.
That's so fucked up, man. Y'all have a really good relationship.
Yeah. I talk shit to her, and she's like, "You don't like it whenever I talk shit to you." I'm like, "You never talk shit to me."
Because she's awesome. She's
Nah.
not a dickhead.
Nah, I could take it.
I know you can, but
It's endearing, right? If she called me like, as long as she didn't call me like neck beard or man tits,
as long as she didn't call you late for
Nick, dude.
supper.
or pizza tits or something.
Pizza tits. Oh, my God.
Meat, you're hilarious.
No meat.
I refuse to call him meat.
Yeah.
You don't have to call him that. Why? You know, this isn't freaking the
Speaking-
communist room.
speaking
we
of
can, we can
meat-
say whatever we want.
We're going to meet some new special guests in the coming weeks. Who we got coming up, Jacob?
I hate to announce it because it's not confirmed yet, but hopefully next week we will have Leroy Seabrooks on the podcast. Leroy is a veteran comedian,
And if
he's also a veteran for our country too. He was in the army.
yeah, with your dad.
Yeah, with my dad. Yeah,
Awesome.
Him and my dad were in the army. I'm sure we'll save it. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah. Well, if
Yeah.
he can't be here for whatever reason, we got a backup.
Who's that?
I believe I can get old face punching.
Oh yeah, Sean.
Get Sean to be here.
That would be awesome. I haven't seen that dude in a couple months now.
I haven't seen him since Friendsgiving.
We're gonna have a 90
Yeah, same.
nostalgias podcast.
Oh, dude, I'm down. We should record it live from Coghlan's.
I get to I get to do a 80s retro style flamingo soon tattoo.
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna have like triangles and shit on it.
yeah,
Really?
that's gonna be
awesome.
cool. He's gonna be wearing I think a martini glass and wearing sunglasses.
You should get. I was gonna say you should put one of those shirts that like hang like halfway on the shoulders, but flamingos don't have shoulders, so never mind.
They don't, but we can put it off their body.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Headband.
And leg warmers.
Headbands were a thing in the 80s, right?
Sure. I think they're still a thing, actually.
Half of his face can be metal like the Terminator.
Ooh.
These are all ideas that are not tattooable. Or the Terminator one.
Yeah. We do. We'll have some new special guests coming up. We got we don't have a date yet, but we want to have Tony from Yukon's Beard on here.
Yeah.
So he can actually talk about his beard oil that we love.
We have a lot of exciting guests coming up, hopefully.
We do.
Yeah.
We got a guy from the Goldsboro News Argus. Ethan.
We're gonna do podcasts from the tattoo convention.
We said that
Right,
already.
yeah. I don't know what guests we're going to have up there, but hopefully someone will be willing to come on.
Whoever we can find.
Right.
You know what'd be cool, man?
Cool.
It'd be cool if we can get Kevin Ray on there out
Art
of
Alive?
Archdale. Art Alive, yeah.
Right.
He's does some fantastic stuff.
Yeah. Is he a cool guy? Have you talked to him?
No, I've never met him.
What if
so
he's an
that'd be
asshole?
really cool. I mean, so what? We got an asshole right here with Puckett.
Hello.
And I'm pretty sure some of the guys over at No Regrets in Tennessee, I'm sure they would be willing to come with us and be on there. If they're there. I don't know if they're going to be there. I haven't checked the list.
Yeah, so if you're in the Virginia area and want to come get tattooed, give me something to do. I don't have any appointments lined up yet.
I have appointments.
I'm just going to be taking walk-ups.
My Sunday, I think, is booked up already.
if you could get somebody listening to message you, and you could do enter a contest.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The rule
Oh.
is you don't get to say what you want because Jacob just needs to pick something that's going to win.
Speaking of, we are going to have a contest.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We're going to have
Forgot about
we don't have that on the list, so I'm glad y'all brought it up. We're going to have basically a social media contest. We're going to have one for Instagram, one for Facebook. We're going to give away 30 ounce
30 ounce Yeti cup
30 ounce Yeti cup.
with the Lowbrow Nation logo on it.
Yeah. Thank you, Erica. We're going to we're gonna try to get a couple shirts made for that. Just in general, we're not gonna have shirts to sell or anything yet, but we're gonna try to get a couple made for that. And Yukon's Beard is gonna put in some beard oil and stuff. Maybe a beanie, maybe a hat, something. I'm not sure. Whatever they want to throw in.
Speaking of beanies,
We may get a. I'm gonna
Tony, if you're listening,
What color beanie do you want?
I don't know what the options are. I prefer black.
I think it's gray, black, and I think maybe a maroon or burgundy.
Oh, maroon or burgundy would be cool, actually.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Tony,
well, just dropping little hints.
You
heard it
Pick
here
them up,
first.
don't but
You heard.
just
put them in your pocket, save it for a rainy day.
yeah.
Which a beanie's not going to help at all. It's just going to soak up the water.
You right.
Yeah, I'm right. I am right.
Right.
And along with the contest we're doing, we got a benefit for your dad coming up.
Yeah, so at the end of March, we're still trying to hammer out the date, but it is going to be in the March at Goldsboro Brew Works.
We talked about it last time, but we couldn't really talk about it too much.
Yeah, we're still waiting for some stuff to finalize, but I have details.
How much time did I say? I was
2 hours.
2 hours of my time. Okay.
Yeah. But we're going to do a benefit for my dad at Goldsboro Brew Works. It's going to probably be on a Sunday at the end of March is what we're planning. We'll drop a date. There'll be information on the Facebook as it comes up. But my dad's been battling cancer for a few years and going to try to show him the love. And cancer's a really expensive illness, so
Yeah.
he definitely would appreciate the help.
There's going to be some raffles and stuff, right?
Yeah, we're going to raffle off tattoo hours.
It don't have to be tattoo hours though.
Yeah, no. Like we said last time, it can be. You can just hang out with one of us.
Well, Jacob, Jamie, and Drew Lockamy, they're all going to donate 2 hours of their time to whoever wins.
Mm-hmm.
I hope whoever wins mine just wants to have a 2-hour Star Trek marathon.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that
2
would-
hours, 2 episodes.
And then what else are we doing? I got a Yeti cooler and a big raffle that we're not mentioning yet, but it's going to be cool.
Ooh,
So,
it's a secret.
Plan to be there. Bring your checkbook, and we'll.
Checkbook. God.
You think we can do a 50-50 drawing too? Just people donate money and then like drop the money in there. And the 50-50, the way they work is, say there's $500 in there. Whoever wins gets half of it, and the other half goes to the donation.
Maybe.
Okay, it's just a thought.
We'll see.
Okay.
Thanks for telling me that. I've been looking for reasons. I've been looking for things.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get it together. It's tough. We're gonna do. As soon as I get the T-shirt design, Drew, we're gonna sell T-shirts online, and everybody can go buy them, and all the proceeds go straight to my dad. We're gonna do PayPal donations for anybody that can't make it out. So
That's awesome, man. It's
Super
it's going to be a fun
excited
time
about
anyway
it.
because we're going to just be there hanging out. If we have time, we may do a podcast from there. We're not sure yet because we always record on Sunday. Just come drink beer
hang
and
out.
help Bob out.
Yeah. So hopefully next week, Carson, we'll have a date, and we can tell everybody a date. So.
You know, with that attitude, I'm surprised you get anything.
What? I'm just playing. It was a joke.
That's how he gets booty.
That is.
Just
Demand.
guilt trips.
Yeah.
That's not even demand. That's just a guilt trip. I mean, I guess if you feel like it, just, it'd be nice to have some.
Don't forget your
Don't forget your husband. You married me.
don't forget your checkbook, woman.
Check. I've never written a check as an adult.
I don't have checks.
I've written a couple, but I had to get help.
Yeah. I remember in school we had to, part of our business classes that we had to write checks, but I didn't retain any of that information.
Nah, I Googled it. I had to Google it one time at the
That's
bank.
a problem in America today.
Is
Right
it?
there. Right there.
It's not.
I think checks were a problem, and we've solved the problem with debit cards. If someone handed me a check to pay for a tattoo, I would not know what to do with this.
Let's see. What else we got on the agenda, boys? Boys.
Oh, I brought up Star Trek, and I want to talk about that. Can we
Okay.
talk about Star Trek?
Whatever.
You don't care? You don't want to talk about Star Trek? We don't have
I
to
don't
do
really
it.
know anything about this, but that's fine. No, let's go.
Well, I mean, we can learn you some stuff.
All right. Well, then teach me something.
There's this show called Star Trek.
It sucks.
It doesn't.
I'm just kidding. It doesn't.
Star Trek.
I grew up on Star Trek.
Which one?
Star
Next
Trek.
Generation.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Yeah.
That's not the only one.
Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc Picard is the best captain out of all the Star Treks.
I'm pretty sure.
Don't think so.
I'm pretty sure
Who's
if he showed up at my house when I was a kid, my mom would have just told my dad to get the hell out.
Who?
She loved him.
Who's better than Jean-Luc?
Man, Janeway's pretty good.
Janeway's second best.
She's pretty good.
She's good.
What about Captain Kirk?
I don't even like the original series. I don't like the original series.
I was gonna Google it, but the internet's down.
It doesn't hold up. It's too campy.
It's because it was started in what, 1950s, 60s.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure for the time period it was all right, but I mean,
It's crap.
the original series, I don't care for it. It's definitely it's my third least favorite of the Star Trek series.
Your first is Enterprise, right?
No, and the animated series.
I didn't even know that was an animated
Yeah,
series.
it's not good.
Do you still watch Star Trek today?
Yeah,
I watched it I watched it last night. I watched. I'm trying to get back into it, and I'm kind of rewatching.
Yeah,
Star Trek
Voyager.
Yeah.
Voyager. Yeah. I like Picard though, because Picard he just stood on principle, and he was just really he wasn't pragmatic. He was the opposite of pragmatic. He stood on principles. And what's the other one? The captain from God damn it, I can't remember. Deep Space Nine. What's his name? Like Cisco or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
what you're talking about.
He was definitely more of a pragmatist than Picard was.
All right, so it started in 1965 with the original series. Then the animated series is 1975. The first motion picture was 1980. There's a lot. There's a lot.
So as far as the series goes, it's original series, Next Gen, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise.
Yeah, so
That's-
why do you even got to look it up? Because
Yeah.
Jacob knows.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter because Next Gen was the best and only one.
It trips me out that Enterprise is...
I like the middle three. I like Enterprise, Voyager, and Deep Space Nine the most.
What was the one where like all the different galaxy people were on the
Deep
plane?
Space Nine.
And like is that the one like a lot of the scenes were concentrated around like the lunch hall?
I think
Voyager had a lot of lunch hall stuff.
there's a lot of lunch halls. Yeah, because
Like different kinds of aliens and
there's
That's called Star Wars.
no,
you're thinking of the cantina scene in Star Wars.
no,
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, he's not.
No,
He's
I'm
not. Enterprise, not Enterprise.
Not
The Next
that.
Generation. They had a lot of that stuff where they were in the all of them.
Right, but I
actually.
don't think they had Next Generation didn't really have that many like other species on the ship. It was mostly humans, and then you had like Worf, because that was just after like the Klingons had became allies with the Galactic or the Federation.
Did you like the new movies?
I haven't. I watched the first one and it was okay, but I don't
badass.
I don't know. I don't.
Sit over there and be a hipster and hate anything.
No,
I
I'm
don't
not.
care.
I'm not like that. I just don't have much of an affinity for the original series. I don't really care much for it. So it's just like all the new movies are about the original series, and I'm not really attached to those characters. I have no emotional investment in those characters. I really don't have any interest in them.
You would rather it be a young Jean-Luc.
I mean, I think Patrick Stewart looks good enough. He could keep doing it. That dude hasn't aged in like 30 years. Have you seen him recently? He looks amazing.
He still does. Okay, so I just got some. I thought this was a thing, but the
Discovery?
Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Announced in November 2015. They just started production this month. Yeah, we're still in January. No, it started in January. They haven't got a release date. The first season will consist of 13 episodes. It'll be on CBS All Access. It was set to debut on CBS, but they moved it to All Access, which is stupid because you got to pay for that, and it's dumb.
Yeah, that's like the streaming service, right?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, if you want this show to be good, like,
Right,
don't
right.
put it on
What
something.
are they trying to compete with Netflix?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but
probably
it's-
what it is.
CPS.
I was reading something about Discovery, and it was saying maybe you can confirm this because you have the Wikipedia pulled up. But the main protagonist of Discovery isn't going to be the captain. I think it's going to be the first commander. So like he's
Lieutenant Commander.
Lieutenant Commander. Yeah, he's like the protagonist of the whole show. It's not really centered around the captain.
Referred
of the
to
ship.
as number one.
Right. Yeah. So
Yes.
the first commander.
Doug Jones is going to be in it, actually. He's the science officer. That's pretty cool because Doug Jones played Silver Surfer, and I'm pretty sure Abe Sapien in Hellboy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then they have recurring roles, and they show another ship that's the USS Shenzhou, Shenzhou. But man, this looks good.
I think I have high hopes for it, man. As long as it's better than Enterprise.
Seems
I
like
liked
we won't
Enterprise,
get
though.
to watch it though.
I did not like.
I liked Enterprise.
It was okay. It wasn't the best though.
When did that come out?
Enterprise was the most recent one. I think it was like 09.
No, it ended in 05.
I was busy.
No,
being
it did
cool.
not end in 05.
Yes, it did.
No.
I'm looking right at it.
Enterprise?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I thought fucking Voyager ended in 05.
Had 4 seasons, 98 episodes. Like, you couldn't make 2 more episodes? Seriously?
It's just not the way the cookie crumbled.
TV shows in general are getting really crappy. with
2001
seasons.
to 2005.
I think TV shows are getting better.
No, like, so I use Hulu a lot,
Yeah.
and I like a lot of network shows that are on, and
I don't watch a lot of network shows.
well, I do.
Okay, here we go.
But like they take a lot of breaks and crap.
Television series of Star Trek. The TV series. The original series was 66 to 69. The animated series was 73 to 74. Next Gen was 87 to 94, which I think is the longest running. Deep Space Nine was 93 to 99. Voyager was 95 to 01. Enterprise was 01 to 05, and Discovery's to be announced.
Really? I had my. I didn't pull it up on Wikipedia. I've only started watching Star Trek recently, and I think Netflix has the dates fucked up because I'm pretty sure I was watching Voyager and like you know how like Netflix will have like the date of something. It says like 2005 for Voyager. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I feel like I remember that being the case.
Well, you might have saw 95 and just thought.
I might have to binge some Star Trek.
I like Voyager a lot.
I thought Next Gen ended in like the late 90s, like 97 or something.
No, sir.
No, I don't know.
It ended in 01, which is, I mean, pretty close.
Enterprise? Or no, not Enterprise.
Voyager.
I meant Next Gen. I was talking about Next Gen.
Next Gen ended in 94.
Okay, maybe that's right.
It is right. I'm looking at it.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm remembering it right now. I think I had my timelines
There's,
fucked
also,
up.
there's all the movies and stuff, too, that I'm sure could askew your thinking.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy it. It's good.
It's a good show, man. If you like linear shows, you probably won't like it because Enterprise was really the only linear Star Trek, and it only like halfway through Enterprise it started like getting like linear, where like an episode would end and it would pick right back up with the next episode.
Just
you know
one
what I mean?
really
Where
long episode.
Right.
I like
right.
that.
Yeah.
Especially with nowadays, you can just binge watch.
Right. Yeah. But all the other Star Treks are kind of like one-offs, but then they would occasionally like reference or bring back some stuff from some previous episodes.
Yeah.
I'm getting in like this mood that I just want to go watch.
That's one thing with Voyager that I do like. They have a good mix of, you know, what's new in this episode, but what happened last week.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they definitely keep up with like certain things, but it's not like the next episode picks right up with what. And if it does, it's like you'll see it'll be like part 1, part 2, and that's usually how they end the season. They'll end the season with part 1, and then start the next season with
Then
part
they come
2.
back with different hairdos and stuff. I enjoy Star Trek way more than Star Wars.
Yeah, I used to not be that way, but I think I've come around. I used to not like Star Trek at all.
I think I like Star Wars just because it was cool to like Star Wars.
You think so? It did become really cool to like Star Wars.
Yeah, it's a very trendy thing to like.
I feel like the next trend is going to be Star Trek just because they're coming out with a new series, and I feel like the powers that be are going to be pushing it and trying to get the older ones out there more to kind of build the hype up for the new one. It's weird that it's the Discovery. I mean, no, they haven't. I'm sorry. There's only been 3 series where they were actually on the Enterprise.
Yeah.
So Deep Space Nine was actually like it was
a station.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one because like Deep Space Nine is like there's different deep space. They're like posts or like stations. You know, deep spaces are.
I'm pretty sure they
I
They
think
mention.
that's how it goes.
Do they mention or they show Deep Space?
They talk about Deep Space Nine in
Voyager?
Enterprise and Voyager, or
Yeah.
not Enterprise, but fucking Next Gen and Voyager.
Yeah.
They mention it a couple times.
Data's in Enterprise.
Yeah, Data was in.
He's in the Voyager too.
He was mentioned in Voyager. I know. Was he in Voyager?
I'm
I
pretty
know
sure.
Riker was in Voyager. And Q was in Voyager a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to
A lot of cool
continue
stuff,
watching.
man. You need to catch up.
I feel very educated. I'll listen to this podcast again.
Take our education with a grain of salt.
I'm sure.
Oh my god, we're gonna get murked. There's gonna be so many
Yeah.
people listening to this thing and like, you were just wrong.
Yeah,
That's fine. Prove us wrong. We're okay with that.
Yeah, we're just dudes.
talking about nerd shit is almost as like polarizing as talking about politics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love politics. At least I can add to that conversation.
The time will come. We're not going to force it.
Nah.
It'll happen organically.
That'll happen.
It's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna bring a sledgehammer in that day.
Jesus. Well, for what?
Just slam everyone's hopes and dreams.
That's mean. Don't ever do that.
Maybe I am kind of an asshole.
You think so?
That's been established.
Well, you know, I'm coming to realize. But
Welcome
whatever.
to the party.
I'm one of the nicest assholes you'll ever meet.
Not true.
Yeah. You're a very you're a giving person. You do a lot.
I like to think that I'm giving and
Yeah.
considerate.
I think you live your life the way you want to see everyone else live their lives. As far as like you wish people would be more helpful, like on their own volition, as opposed to being mandated to do stuff.
Yeah, that's my big thing. Like,
Right.
just, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't stand behind like like a lot of the issues that are going in today's society, like I can't stand behind any of them.
No,
Like I just refuse to take a side.
really. But libertarian's kind of a side, isn't it?
It is. It's the middle side. It's the right side.
I don't think libertarian's more to the right though. Libertarians are right
Fiscally.
fiscally.
Yeah. We're by nature fiscally conservative and socially uninvolved.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want on your own time as long as it doesn't affect anyone else.
That's funny. What do we have anything coming up? Cool.
The wall.
I thought it was so funny how the Celebrity Apprentice is followed immediately by a show called The Wall.
Is it?
Yeah, the Celebrity Apprentice, like right after that, is some show called The Wall comes on.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not subliminal at all.
Did you see the video of Arnold Schwarzenegger talking shit to Donald Trump?
No.
Because like I guess Donald Trump was criticizing how Arnold Schwarzenegger was hosting the show, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger says he made a video. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was bashing Donald Trump in the video.
Without taking any kind of side or trying to push my opinion on the friendly listeners of this podcast, Donald Trump is just under a lot of fire from
Everyone.
everyone. Like, I want to high five him, not because necessarily I agree with him, but just because poor guy.
Yeah, poor dude.
No, I mean, just like he's just getting hammered from all sides. Like, it doesn't matter what he does.
Kind of how this conversation goes. I'm getting hammered from both sides here.
Whatever, man. This is the.
It's kind of your outlet to talk about stuff. I get that. But like Jacob said, it'll come.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a whole political podcast one day. Oh, speaking of other types of podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a little loud there. We have confirmed with our wives and girlfriend that
Have we confirmed this?
we did confirm it. All of them are down.
I just don't know.
You don't want to know what? Before you announce this,
Okay.
my wife was not down with this until she got around the bad influence of your wife.
Oh yeah, my wife's the bad influence.
Yeah, on my wife. And you
My
could probably
meek
say the
little
same
wife.
thing. You could probably say the same thing back, but still,
I think they're bad influences for different reasons on each other.
they got to each other and were like, "Oh yeah, this is a great idea."
Yeah, and then Jamie's in the middle, just like, sure.
They're gonna ruin her.
She knows better.
Yeah, whatever, bro. Whatever, bro. You'll be on our team here shortly.
Okay, so we kind of alluded to it. We've talked to the wives, and they are going to do a podcast from the Lowbrow podcast. We're just going to come in one day, hit record, and they're just going to start talking. They're going to do the intro. They're going to talk about Yukon's beard oil, maybe for the hair or whatever.
No. They're just gonna plug it and be like, "Our guys like it." No.
Yeah, it makes their beards not
My
itchy.
wife will be on board because it's all vegan based product. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to happen. I'm not sure when, but it's going to happen. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. We're just going to push record. They're going to come in here, sit down. They're probably going to move a lot, and it's probably going to be loud, like all the extra shit that
Do
they're
we
going
have
to
to
do.
be
If
here?
it's not good, we'll just scrap it. And
You know what's
deal
going
with
to
the
happen?
repercussions.
You know what's going to happen? We're going to come in here and set them up, and then we're going to like leave and let them record because I'm not staying doing that. Then we're going to come in here and everything is going to be fucking moved.
Yeah.
Everything's
We're not
be-
gonna-
and we're going to be like, "Why'd you move that?" Well, that's not where it goes.
We're just going to go to the kitchen and play Cards Against Humanity or Monopoly while they're recording.
We need to do Cards Against Humanity, not like on the podcast, but like we should just get together and play it sometime.
Yeah, man. I have one. Actually, Mikey has my
right
set.
behind you. I have
need
fucking
to.
set right behind you, dude.
I have some of my
Oh,
house too.
we could put all of the decks together.
Have you bought any of the
They'll just be.
expansions?
Yeah, I have 2 expansions.
I got 2 expansions as well.
Did you buy the ones? Which one? Did you buy like the actual Cards Against Humanity? I bought one.
I have them. The two expansion boxes are right there behind you, Jamie.
I bought one that's got like a bunch of Harry Potter stuff.
Do you want me
in
to get
there,
it?
I don't
and
have those.
like some stuff from Game of Thrones. I want to say.
Ooh, Game of Thrones. That
Oh,
A
that's
bunch of
cool,
other
yeah.
stuff. I can't remember what it's called, but it has something to do with like that kind of stuff.
I think
Right.
I
It's
got.
like a video game thing too.
That's cool.
I believe I got the expansion pack. That's a little one. That's like the 90s or something. And I got something else.
My expansion pack wasn't like a theme. It was just like random cards that
oh
they
yeah,
thought was funny.
we
that
had
they put in there.
we got themes for them.
Yeah, I didn't get any themed
Yeah.
ones.
They have those at Target. They got both of the set kinds at Target.
yeah.
Target.com.
Target has them. Target.com.
Yeah, that's why I bought my set of Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah,
That would be cool. I mean, I'm totally down to do that. We can just get
that'd be a
we,
bitchin'.
we can get together with the women and drink and just fucking play Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah,
I
it'll be
think
way
the
cool.
three
Lane's
of
really
us-
good at it.
I think the three of us should play Cards Against Humanity. and We'll just post the video.
King really likes Cards Against Humanity.
My wife. A lot of people don't know my wife, but she's super.
She's a hard ass.
Yeah, she's really quiet, but she is a hard ass, and she's kind of conservative. But you get her playing Cards Against Humanity, she wins them all, and they're dirty. Game of Thrones is getting ready to come back.
Yeah, season 7, final
Super
season.
stoked.
I started
it's
watching
not the
like
final.
season 4.
Season 7 is the final season.
They have 8.
8, right? No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. My
This
bad.
season only has like 7 or 8 episodes.
Yeah.
So
It's the
Yeah.
beginning of the end.
Yeah.
it is, and I'm kind of sad
All your pop figures are going to become
Obsolete.
or expensive.
or really expensive.
Oh, yeah, true. I'm trying to tell Jamie we just need to sell the ones that we don't absolutely love before they become Beanie Babies and are worthless.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea. I mean,
Yeah. We can keep the ones we absolutely like, but probably just like sell the ones that we don't like because we
Buy low, sell high.
Right, yeah. I mean, we've started because the thing is like if we start a series, we want to finish them. But there's like certain series we're never going to finish, like Marvel. We quit doing the Marvel one because there's so many fucking Marvel pops out there, and Game of Thrones. There's so many fucking.
And there's
Game
a couple of
Thrones.
them where they just don't make them anymore.
Or yeah, they vault some of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
But that's when they start shooting up in prices when they vault them. When they stop
They
putting
vault
them in.
in price.
I'm on a quest to get my wife all the Beauty and the Beast ones.
I looked at those online. There's some really cool ones. They look
Have
really
you seen
cool.
the new ones? They drop they start to drop.
They're doing. Oh
Those
shit! Have you
up.
seen the Parks and Recreation pops? They're making like Ron Swanson pop vinyls, and like I swear to God, and a little Sebastian.
I want one.
Yeah.
If when the Ron Swanson pop
Yeah.
figure drops,
He looks
I
awesome
want
too.
that.
He
I
has
want
his fucking
3 of them.
eyebrow, like raised eyebrow, dude. It's amazing.
I want one to sit here next to my stuff here at the kitty corral, and then I need one for my office at work, and then I need one for my office at home.
Yeah.
Do you get an email update when new ones come out?
No, I follow like a few pages on Facebook and stuff like that. They kind of update what Funko's planning on releasing.
Gotcha.
I found a couple websites that'll give you release dates.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know nothing about it. I have two pop figures,
But-
maybe one, but they're Captain America.
The reason I'm most excited about the Parks and Recreation pop vinyl series is because Parks and Recreation is CBS. This is the first series they've done with CBS, so that means they have a contract with CBS now. Is it not CBS?
No,
NBC?
it's not the first one. It's NBC. You're talking NBC.
Well, Parks and Recreation, what is it, CBS or NBC?
NBC.
Okay, so this is the first one they've done with NBC then.
Yeah. Well, damn it. CBS is Star Trek.
Right, yeah, okay, so never mind. I'm in NBC. This is the first series they've done with NBC, so now they have a contract with NBC where they can do some of those characters. And The Office was also NBC. I'm a huge Office fan, so that means they'll probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, they're going to put out an Office series.
You know, it'd be cool if they did the Office one and also did the British Office one.
Yeah, British Office is okay.
I'm going to destroy you right now and all your dreams. And The Office was not a good TV show.
No,
You're crazy. I even like that one.
Parks and Rec was really good, but like The Office was just not good.
you're insane. I don't even know how to argue with this because, I mean, how do you argue against someone who doesn't care about what's true? No, The Office is my favorite show, probably.
Well,
I love The
that-
Office.
That makes sense.
Why does that make sense?
Some of your views now, I just fully understand.
Whatever, dude. The Office is such a good show.
I mean, people argue with people that spout untruth all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, how can I use evidence to persuade you that The Office is a good show if you don't accept the evidence that it's a good show already?
There's no actual evidence that
It
shows
is.
it's a
Objectively,
good
it's a good show. It's objectively good.
show. Whatever. People just have bad taste.
What don't you like about The Office?
It's just not good. Like it's just like
you can't just say it's not good. Give me a
like,
reason.
I can't get
Is it
into it.
is it
Like,
too
just
cringy? Is
wasn't-
it too many cringy moments for you or
I don't
something?
know. It's just poorly produced. I feel like.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's no. Isn't. I mean,
I'm just making stuff up at this point. I just don't like it. It's kind of like I don't like eggs.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what an egg tastes like. I don't know. I don't like
you just make the decision to not like something before
My
you give
wife
it a try.
really liked. I tried. I watched the show. My wife likes it.
But you haven't tried eggs.
A long time ago.
I used to be that way. I didn't eat shrimp for a long time.
I'm pro-life.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know. The Office is probably my. You just how many did you just watch like a couple minutes of one episode and you're like, yeah.
No, I tried to watch like a lot of them. I just couldn't get into it.
I mean, I don't understand how you can like Parks and Recreation and not like The Office.
I don't know. It's kind of like I tried to be liberal once, and then I got tired of being wrong. So
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
I hope that makes it.
It's been good.
It's been real cool and good.
I appreciate hanging out with you
Yeah.
guys here in the kitty corral.
I've enjoyed today.
Yeah, me too.
too.
It was a good one.
All right, internet. Until next week.
All right, guys.
All right.
We'll see you guys later.
Later.